My name is Rebecca, and today I'm going to show you how to boil and simmer, and then I'm going to demonstrate the difference between the two, and I'm also going to use a recipe to show you the consistency before and afterwards once you've used this moist heating technique. Boiling and simmering are two of the most basic cooking techniques. Both use hot liquid in order to transfer heat throughout a food. And they cook thoroughly and evenly without worrying about dryness or browning. In the recipe I do have, I'm going to demonstrate with making grits. And with grits, we need to skip a couple of steps ahead in order to give you guys a better example of how your finishing product looks. As earlier, you noticed the difference is that I've put a lid on. That's another main difference between boiling and simmering. Even though you turn simmering down a few notches in temperature, you still have to have it enclosed with the grits in order for it to thicken and disperse evenly, so that it can contain the moist heat, because of course it escapes through evaporation. And then you also notice how it's not bubbling as rapidly and active. It's actually kind of bubbling just slightly, and which is perfect because it's letting you know that most of the heat is now down within the substance, which of course is our grits. So it allows us to cover, and of course you don't have to worry about it popping onto your hands like you would worry about earlier. And even though the recipe calls for you to leave it simmering for 30 minutes to get to its right consistency, sometimes I like to go ahead and give it a quick stir to test out whether this is the consistency I like. And if I do want it, if I feel like it's any less liquid or more liquid, that's the beauty of simmering. You can always add in more liquid before you add the flavor and the seasoning. And now that our grits have reached its consistency that we desired, we can add in, well, in the South, of course, sometimes we like to, we have this huge debate whether or not we like our sugary grits or we rather our salty grits. And because I'm watching my sugar intake, I decided to add salt, and I only would like to add a teaspoon, and I add a tablespoon of butter, which I cut up into halves. And then you stir it together till it's well blended. I went ahead and took it off the heat because now that it's reached its consistency, it's important that you don't let it sit on the hot aisle or the bottom will burn and it'll brown. And so now that it's reached this, it's actually really good for you to serve it hot, not this scorching hot, but you let it cool down for a few minutes. I've added my flavor of butter and salt to the grits. It's now ready to serve. You can put it in a bowl and serve for breakfast alongside some bacon or some eggs or ham, or for us New Orleans natives, we like to make ours with shrimp, Cajun shrimp and peppers and onions. But that's all today. I hope that you learned something. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.